Your ideal is subject to other people and their opinions, right? And then it's subject to what they think the ideal is. So what's the ideal? I say the ideal already exists, right? But we, me, I don't think, I think we have a problem accepting the ideal if it doesn't include fame and fortune. We got to be careful with the ideal. We got to be careful with what we assume is worthy of us, right? The ideal is for you to have a comfortable, healthy, happy existence in your purpose where you get to contribute, right? That's the ideal. You want to be able to contribute, you want to be able to participate in this new world, this heaven on earth. You want to add what you want to add. It's not like you need to be subjective to a standard of wealth. You need to be subjected to a standard of fame. So that's fucking up the ideal. So what is the ideal? Like how do you come up with the ideal and then be satisfied with the ideal? Right? Because it's not about fame. It's not about fortune. It's about purpose. Right? It's about being fulfilled. Because a lot of this stuff is fleeting. Like fame is fleeting. Waves, buzzes, that can be fleeting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did you use that to fulfill your purpose? Or did that use you? If that was using you, then it's not ideal. If you were able to use that to further your purpose, then it's ideal. Peace to the gods, goddesses. Right? So how do we see our ideals and accept it? How do we see our ideals and live in them? Again, the problem is our ideas, we don't need our ideals to be subjected to other people's scrutiny. We don't know what they have as a baggage, their standards and shit. We don't want them to tell us what we can't do. We don't want to live in a world where we have to live up to another person's standard. We want to live up to the ideal. But it might not seem cool. It might be tough. It might be rough. It might not make you famous. You see? So if it's not going to make us famous, if it's not going to make us rich, how do we head towards the ideal? That's what we're thinking about. That's what we're trying to figure out here. How do we make this thing worth it? How do we make life worth it? And that's what I'm saying. Like, even me, I got caught up in this shit. Let's talk about it. So I got caught up in it, right? And I'm glad I can get caught up in it. Because these is real. Right? Like fame. Fame is something that you'll get caught up in. Wanting to be famous. Right? Wanting to be a rapper or a star or a movie star, actor, some shit, right? Because what you want is you want people to like your talents. Yo, that was a dope song. I like the way you did that. You know what I mean? That was a great show. Or I like the way you You was a great actor. I like to, you know what I'm saying? You want people to appreciate you and your talent. So I was caught up in that, wanting to demonstrate my talents and my abilities and wanting people to acknowledge it, right? And give a positive opinion on my talents and my abilities, right? It's okay. We all into that. That's Hollywood. That's life. That's what they teach you. You go for it. Shoot for the stars, right? Go for your dreams. Don't go for the ideal. You know what I mean? But again, your dream is not the ideal. Your ideal contains several dreams. Some real life shit, right? You need several dreams. You need several awakenings, several days of sleep and waking up and going back to sleep and waking up and going back to sleep, just so you can understand. Anyway, yeah. So a dream might be your roadmap. You dig what I'm saying? A dream might be your roadmap, but it ain't your destination. And we learning that. But a lot of us is learning that shit. So you might have multiple dreams, man. We can't get caught up in a dream, trying to be something. Because again, like, what you might want to bring and what you are probably supposed to bring doesn't exist. Like, imagine, like I say, this is what we're talking about, right? So we gonna use Diddy. A person would say they want to be Diddy, right? And then they're gonna imitate Diddy. They're gonna watch his style. They're gonna watch his work habits. They're gonna watch his maneuvers, and they're gonna try to be Diddy, right? Then they're gonna get to a spot where Diddy is at, and they knock Diddy off. Wow. And now they're not gonna know what to do. I know that seems crazy, but we see it here in the same community and shit, right? People just want niggas to get out the way, and then when they out the way, they don't know what to do with the shit. A nigga steal you, try to ill you, and then when you get out the way, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do with themselves. So the point I'm making is, you don't want to idolize a person because you want to idolize them and what they doing, but you're not idolizing their mentality. Again, some people might say Diddy's a monster, Diddy's a creep, but y'all wasn't looking at deep because we looking at the work ethic, right? We looking at the creative products and all this shit. We're not looking at the mentality that will go into that. And that's the ideal. The ideal is beyond, is beyond, is the mentality that goes into that. Everybody's habits ain't the same. Everybody's road to understand it ain't the same. You know? But we can't give up on the ideal. We have to understand that the ideal is not fame and fortune. The ideal is not known. Like what I was trying to say with Diddy was, my bad. What I was trying to say with Diddy was, the ideal is not known, right? The ideal is not fame and fortune. You cannot put it on someone else. You see what I'm saying? You can't put their ideal on you. No matter how hard you try to work on them on being them and being like them, doing their routine. And at the end of the day, you have to find an ideal for you. And it's not the fame, it's not the fortune. You're going to do something different. That's the hard thing. Like, the hard thing is to do something different. Like, I know people love Jesus, but it was a part in the book where Jesus, his own family thought he was crazy. His mom tried to come holler at him. The nigga said, "What mother? My mother is like, my family is the niggas that hear what I say and do." Like, he wasn't caught up in the shit they was caught up in the book, right? It's a book. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's a certain point where you live in the ideal, and even the people around you might not understand you initially, right? So that's the thing about the ideal. You have to really, like, and it's not about, see, the ideal is not about separation. The ideal is about the fit. This ain't shrinking. This ain't cold. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dumbing yourself down. This is the opposite of that. But it's inside of what exists. Like, again, bro, like, I'm really trying to have this conversation because I'm trying to figure out what's the fame and the fortune going to do at this stage. At this stage for a nigga. When you have a divine purpose. Trying to work it out, but, and again, like I say, so we in a world, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand what it is. You it's like you subjecting yourself to other people's opinions, to other people's scrutiny, to other people's standard, right? But you can't do that in the ideal. You can't do that in the ideal. It'll make you go crazy, right? And it'll make you not ideal. It'll make you a clone or a copy of something that already exists. And what we need is what you have. What we need is what we have. Something new, something fantastic, something ideal. Like, the ideal takes courage. I know that's, I get it. It takes courage, but it's not, like, we have to understand, we have to figure out, I'm trying to figure out the reward for the shit. You know, because again, we live in a world where the reward for people is clout, is shitting on other people. Like, if we could just have a standard of living where people could do what they want to do, that would be one thing. But when, you know, we want to shit on people. We want to look better than people. We want to, sometimes, right? But that is what stops the ideal. You stopping a person from being their ideal. You know what I'm saying? And a person that's on the ideal isn't caught up into that. You can't be better than my ideal. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got some people, like, we all can stand here wearing the same clothes, right? But you can tell who the person that picked it out. You know what I mean? Like, the person that picked it out, like, they acting different. You know what I mean? It's their ideal. This is the ideal look, the ideal setting. We're all together. Yay. You know what I mean? Everybody else is like, man, we look like we a team. We look like we a soccer team or something, or a church club or some shit. Right? But the ideal is what gathers the people. So eventually the ideal, like so like here's my thing about the ideal. Here's my thing about like what I've been avoiding, and I'm trying to show people how to, not trying to show, but I'm just saying I've been avoiding it. But like getting your ideal off track. Like, you know, people will pay you. You ever heard of like they do some shit? They will sign a nigga to shelf him. Like, that seemed crazy. But if you a hot nigga and you sound like, let's just say Drake. You sound like Drake. A nigga like Drake would sign you and not put you out. But not to say Drake would do it, but like his label. Somebody would sign a nigga and not put the nigga out. We call it being shelved, right? A nigga sign you and shelf you because you sound like Biggie, you sound like Pac, you sound like Jay-Z, whatever. They gonna shelf you. And that's the same thing with your ideal. You know what I'm saying? When you start trying to get famous off something that's different, off something that's right and true, a nigga gonna try to derail you or try to distract you. He'll try to make you famous. He'll try to get you rich and have you paying for bills and useless resources that you don't need, ideally, just to run you out of business. I know that shit seems crazy to say it, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in the divine purpose, right, okay, let me say this. So in the divine purpose, it's more, it's the spiritual warfare aspect of it. You really can't, like, you really have to understand that like we're being hunted. You know what I'm saying? Like the divine beings are being like lured and trapped and shit. They want you to take this and take that. You know what I'm saying? Get hooked up into some shit so they can snatch it all away. Yeah, believe them, follow them, da 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 da. And then as soon as you say something divine, is when they can shut your light. Like again, it's fucked up. People don't understand it. Like, why I had to learn this the hard way, but why I don't go on niggas' platforms, why I stop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't co-sign niggas, I don't fuck with niggas. Yeah, because niggas will try to dim your light. Niggas will try to cut your mic. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will try to marginalize you before you can spread the ideal, before you can spread your life, right? So again, like, you have to look at this on a spiritual aspect. This, like, I'm bringing divinity, I'm bringing a God up in this joint. And so since I'm bringing a God, these niggas ain't gonna like it. Since I'm bringing the divine, these niggas ain't gonna like it. Like, again, not to say that everybody is on this type of time. No, like, again, your purpose could be, like I said, to fix cars, to build houses. Like, that's why I'm saying we can't get caught up in things to stepping and fetching for white folks. Like I say, man, the real shit that some of y'all niggas have will never be fucking popular. Like, if you a healer, that's not gonna be popular, bro. You're not gonna be rich and famous healing motherfuckers with the touch, healing motherfuckers with the word. You're not. Oh, but you real good at it. So what? So are these drug hospitals and these fucking pharmaceutical companies. They're very good at making people disappear. They're very good at making motherfuckers silent, right? Taking audiences, taking lights from niggas and shit. So you have to be ready for a nigga trying to flag your page, a nigga trying to say you feeding false information, and a nigga saying like, you know what I mean? You talking holistic and shit. You're not a doctor and shit. Like, you gotta be ready for that type of shit. And when a nigga flag your page, you gotta get another page. Right? When a nigga hack your page, you gotta get it back. But I don't think that like that the fame and the fortune is for this. I don't think it's for it. You know, it's a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual war. We know these motherfuckers don't want the truth. We know these niggas don't want the light. They are trying to dim the light. So we can't think that they're going to welcome us in with open arms. But we can't not be us. We can't not be divine. We can't not be ideal. You see? And not oh shit. And not wanting to be a problem is what's making us dumb ourselves down. Not wanting to be like wanting to fit, like again, you understand, like being famous is wanting to fit in. She said, I'm at that place. No one understands where I'm at, what I'm experiencing, and I don't care to explain it, right? So the thing is, let's talk about that place. That place is the ideal, right? So, like we saying about the fame and shit, and the opinions that come with fame, the fixing yourself, the manipulating yourself, the maneuvering yourself to fit in with fame, popularity. The ideal attracts what it needs. It's a fucked up thing. It's a tough reality. It sucks. Like everything isn't ideal. If you can dig it. You know what I'm saying? Like again, and the people that like people can't understand what we're experiencing because they want fame. They can't see it being popular. Like I'm saying, the black thing ain't popular. The Indian thing ain't popular. You know? Like again, people would rather do the popular thing than to experience the divine thing. Because I understand now that and I'm gonna have to start approaching this in that aspect, that this is a spiritual war, that the divine part is the spiritual part. That's the truth. The divine part is the spiritual part. Everything else is like, again, you have to make up your mind, right? I gotta make up my mind. We all gotta decide, like, whose side are we on, basically. You know, because the divine side is your side. Like, we already know how this ends in Hollywood. We already know how, I mean, and I'm not saying that, again, what do you want to be famous for? If you're not going to be famous for the ideal, what are you going to be famous for? You're going to be famous for somebody else's idea or ideal. And if and when that runs out, you're going to disappear with it. Right? So the question is, like, how do we continue to live in other people's ideas and other people's ideals without ever giving an opportunity to live our own? it's going to be rough. It's going to be you're going to be rough. That's what I'm saying. The experiences. That's why we have to have this experience. Like you have to, in order for you to be who you are, you have to um not to be listen, but I said this earlier. You have to be touched on. You have to be bumped. You have to be bruised. Cause some people feel, some people understand more. So you are one of those people. And these people and like you get to understand why other people feel the way they feel. Because it's happening to you. And now you're gonna take this and continue to use it to shape the world around you, to shape the people around you. Right? But we're gonna go like that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm saying like the ideal, right, is going to be difficult. It's supposed to be looked at a spiritual world aspect. You have to look at it like a spirituality when you achieve it. When you achieve the ideal, now the war starts. Now it begins, right? Because again, what you're bringing, your divine purpose, is like I say, people right now. Well, what you're bringing is new. What you're bringing is the gift. What you're bringing is what the world needs. So if you, oh God damn it, David, I'm trying to figure this shit out. You already know that pimping. Let's go in the house, y'all. We're gonna walk up in this house right quick. You already know that pimp. How y'all feeling though? Y'all alright, man? Shiny in the feeling. But yeah, it's hard to get people to care, man. To empathize about a spiritual being. Like today we were talking about how Christians don't care about you if you're not going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like we saying Christians don't care about you if you're not going to heaven. Like if you don't believe what people believe, they don't care. They don't care about you anymore. So if you trying to experience a new experience, a spiritual, divine experience, you lost them. People don't care about what you're talking about, man. That's another thing too is like I say, everybody is a believer. Even if you just believe in it. You know what I mean? Like believe in the government. Excuse me, a second. Pump. Pause back. Like if you just believe. Like I told motherfuckers, like, it's funny. Anybody. I've been telling you, who trusts the government ever? White, black, Cotton strike. Why would you trust these niggas? Why would you live your life and be so comfortable trusting these motherfuckers? But I don't feel bad for a motherfucker that has to. No, that's life, nigga. But I've been preaching this shit the whole time. And I'm gonna keep preaching this shit when this shit get back to normal. Cause it's gonna get back to normal. We gonna be alright. They gonna be alright or whatever. We gonna be alright cause we us. But the point is, we gotta start thinking ideal. Not thinking rich, not thinking famous, thinking ideal. Because I'm telling you, it ain't no rich and famous. A rich and famous, like a nigga is not even a sellout. You're not even a sellout. You just for hire. I heard a pretty girl say she was spitting the regular actress shit, you know? You got a job until you don't got a job. She's like, what the fuck? And and again, it's not to say what I'm just talking about that mentality. It's like, we all right until we not all right. Because we believe we gonna make it, which is true. But why can't we make it with the ideal? Why can't we fight to make it? Like I had this friend and shit, this homegirl. But first I had a homegirl first, right? And then, I'll tell y'all, like I met this billionaire nigga. Like he was my other boy, he was my other nigga friend. But like, cuz was like super cool with me and shit. And my homegirl started hanging with him, right? She was hanging with him, hooking him up with friends, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they shit was lit, right? So it was all good. And dude is a billionaire. He not a millionaire. Understand what I'm saying? This nigga's a billionaire. So I'm telling her, I'm like, he buying her all types of shoes and clothes. How y'all doing? All right, he buying all types of shoes and clothes. I'm like, babe, listen, get some money. Take some of them shoes back or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause this shit ain't gonna last forever, bro. Trying to bring this suitcase in the house. This suitcase is heavy as shit. See, like, I was away for like a couple days, and I had a lot of time to think. You know? Just chilling, doing nothing. And had a lot of time to think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what do other people consider the thing? Give me one second, grab this bag is heavy. There's a lot of stairs. So See, I'm in like the hotel. I'm just chilling. And I'm sitting here. I didn't want to do a live stream though, right? I don't know. When I be going out recently, I don't be doing live stream in hotels and suites and stuff no more, right? And I'm like, what's the point of it? What's the point of it? What's the point of fame, right? What's the point of, like, again, and I could see it, like in my mind, it's the ideal that you know, people like luxury, and people like I like